Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Star Wars crossover, the Mandalorian / N1 Starfighter. You can see him there. We're going to put him off to the side. We'll go ahead and take a look at this box, which is also a very kind of Star Wars-y box. So yeah, you got Transformers right there. You got the Star Wars Mandalorian logo and name right there, and you got a bit of artwork of the figure right there. You got some Star Wars detailing at the plastic right there. And you had some blue stuff from Star Wars and also a hair because I tried to get out of the box without damaging, but it didn't work very well. You got some more techie stuff up here. On this side, you have more techie stuff on there. You got more techie stuff here on the bottom. I'm guessing, yeah, the cockpit, I believe. Yeah, it looks like the cockpit. Down here, so those copyrights and warnings, what's included in the box, and it's recycled and all that stuff. And on the back, you have, of course, you have the product shots and all that. How many steps, blah, 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 blah. All the stuff, that comes with it. Also, of course, there's instructions, which are pretty straightforward. There's, I think, because one part that kind of confused me for a second, else because I didn't make it clear what they were actually talking about, but I was kind of tired, whatever, one of those things. But it's actually, they're actually pretty good, and it's also a pretty clever transformation, all things considered. I was actually surprised about this. So, the Mandalorian, because this is the way. Yeah, getting in here, going in here, you can see up close. Yeah, it is the modified Naboo Starfighter, Naboo Starfighter from the series. You got, it's kind of gray, some bits of yellow here and there. There you got the, the cockpit right there. You got the, where the astromech droid was, but now the baby sits and everything. You got a bit of a wear and tear kind of picked out there. You got these guns. You got the weird pseudo engine thing. Is it more engine stuff right here? Big old long swept back tail, and also, hey, look, there's another thruster right there. Underside is actually pretty clean. You can see some bits of the robot, but you might not know the robot bits until unless you know what you're looking for. So yeah, overall it's actually a pretty nice looking thing in general. And also a fun thing is because of its shape, you can do this. Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty cool. I really like it. This can open. Didn't want to do that. This can open. There's a peg hole there, but unfortunately there's nothing to go inside it, which is weird. I'll get back to that, but there's nothing to go inside that, which is interesting. But he does come with several accessories, including, this thing, which, it's just kind of a interesting looking bit right here. It's kind of got a symbol there, but that is because, this also comes with a little stand thing, which you can plug on right there, like that, and now it's a flight stand, and that. There's a peg hole right there, and just all pegs on the bottom. Now, hey, there you go. Nice fly. Now it's flying, that's pretty cool. You also got this bit, which is this will come in handy later, but this will wrap around the flight stand bit right here, the flight stand arm, which, yeah, it'll wrap around. It'll tab in. Make sure when you're putting it on, this gray piece goes on this side right here, where it's sleeps back. Otherwise, it doesn't fit. I tried. And it goes on like that, and then you have to peg it on like this because of how it works. So you get this part, yeah. So you got that. The arm can bend a bit, although, yeah, it's kind of difficult. Yeah, I believe it'll only bend. Yeah, it'll bend that way. So if you have the cape, this piece on right here, it won't help. It's also kind of loose if you have it bent, so just be aware of that. So you can bend it, but you're gonna have to not have the cape bit on if you want to actually use it. He also has a couple blast effects. Namely, he has these big chunky ones, which are supposed to go on the back of the engines, like that. And they're supposed to go all the way on, but that's as far forward I can get that one, unfortunately. And same with this side. This side, it doesn't quite go all the way forward. It's supposed to go all the way forward, but it doesn't. And they also, the couple of blast effects, you got 4 other blast effects, but 2 of them actually useful in this mode. They're the same size because there's several sizes, and those can peg on right here, so you can be firing the guns right there. So you got all that. That's pretty cool. Although again, multiple people have reported these are already causing damage to this stuff, like melting, causing this plastic to melt. So be mindful if you're going to display that. You might not want to leave the blast effects on. Use these for photos only, and then take them off and put them off the side immediately. Now, getting back to the cockpit here. Now, I was talking about this, yeah. This can open and close and everything, and there's a peg hole, which would tell me that's where the Grogu was supposed to go. It tells me there's supposed to be a Grogu with this set. I suspect it got budgeted out, which is unfortunate, Because, well, now that you got this opening cockpit with nothing in it, heck, there's stuff in the instructions that indicate this, you know, this whole supposed to be a whole special thing there, and that's a thing. Now, there is a solution if you're willing to pay the money. 2 solutions, actually, 2 good ones. If you want, there are 2. The Star Wars Vintage Collection, you know, they're kind of line of, I guess, more simplified figures. There are 2 solutions. You got this one, which I got before I knew about the other one, the Child. It's the one that says the Child. I think it's F1900 or something. I can't remember exactly the number, but yeah, there's one that says the Child. It comes with that little bassinet thing and a little frog thing. It's not right here now. And yeah, you get the little, hey, look, a little Grogu. There's also one that's called Grogu. It's it comes with a different the different floating bassinet thing, the more circular one versus the oval one you see in this picture. It's smaller than this one, but has no articulation. But regardless, either one will work. But I think the Grogu one apparently works a little bit better because this will actually fit in back here, barely. The wing, the only thing is they'll kind of bend the ears a little bit, which with their rubbery plastic is not a huge problem, but it'll fit. So now you got, you know, Grogu chilling out in the cockpit thing there, which is cool. But it's kind of annoying that you have to buy a whole separate thing. And yeah, so yeah, either the Child or Grogu from the Star Wars Vintage Collection will work. The Child, apparently I've been told that Grogu, again, the one that's called, actually is labeled Grogu was a slightly smaller and will fit a slightly better. But apparently that one is also more expensive right now. Where I got mine, the Child here, I got that for about $10, and apparently I heard the Grogu is about $15 to $20. So just be mindful of that if you're going to do this at all. Just be mindful that you might have to pay a bit extra if you want to be 100% accurate instead of just more accurate. So there you go. So it's a pretty cool vehicle, but yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of a little unfortunate that it seems like Grogu, again, it looks like it was planned to be there, but that was cut out. Either that or they decided this was absolutely a devious ploy to get you to buy this stupid, a separate Grogu figure from their other line, which is very much possible, because all things considered. Now, as quick comparisons, a couple of them, which is, you know, the Takara Star Wars crossovers, you know, the Darth Vader, to give you an idea there. I believe it's actually almost in scale, not quite. I think this is supposed to be bigger, but yeah. But yeah, this is Takara one, and again, Takara Millennium Falcon, which is definitely not in scale. And I had the Hasbro Darth Vader somewhere. I also can't find him anymore. I think he's in a storage bin again. I didn't think I'd have to drag him back out. So yeah, that's the comparison. See, goes pretty well with I think the Darth Vader one, but not so much the Millennium Falcon, but whatever. So transformation. So it's actually kind of cool. It's one, you take the tail off there and you know, put that off the side for now, and you take this bit off, and I guess that's supposed to be, you know, Grogu's little floaty pod thing. But yeah, take this bit off and also plug it onto the. You can plug it onto here too if you want. You know, so it's now floating. So yeah, just put that off the side. Yeah, for now, we'll work on this stuff. Now, right here, what you want to do is take this engine bit and you want to open up this panel right here and open up this panel right here, like that. And then you go ahead and open up this right here. That will open up, and this will open up right here. And then you rotate these forward and down like that, like so. And then you go ahead and take the head here and pull this out. And down here, what you want to do is you want to take these flaps and move those like this, and move that like that, and then untab this part. You want to bring this up like so, and partway through you want to take this little panel right here. You want to bring this panel out. You want to bring that out like so. And as you're bringing this the rest of the way up, like that, you want to bring this down at an angle, like this, and then rotate it around like that. And then you bring it down right here, you bring this forward, and this will go ahead, this will tab into the platform the head's on, like that. Right? And then you take these pieces right here, and you go ahead and bring this back, and then rotate this up like that, and then bring this back. Those will come together, and rotate this around like that, and those will sit like that. Take the engines, and you rotate those 180 like that, and like that. And you go ahead and bring this up, and these right here, you'll see these bits right here will kind of hook in like that, and just stay there. And bring this up, and this will hook in like that. And you go ahead and open this, bring this out, and open this panel up right here, and bring out the fist. Close that back up. Same thing. Open that up. Bring out the fist. Of course, the problem is it wants to rotate instead of come out. Sometimes. Bring out the fist. Close that up. There you go. There's pretty much the upper body is pretty much done. Then you go ahead right here and you rotate the lower body 180 degrees and you split it in half right here. That. You want to take this right here and fold this tab away. And you bring this out. You want to go ahead and then bring this out right here. And then unfold it like that. You know, so make sure that shred the legs out enough. I'll unfold it all the way around like this and then rotate this down like that. Do the same thing on this side. Bring this piece out right here, rotate it out and around like that. And then bring this down right here like that. Then you go ahead right here, you want to bring this down on this hinge right there, rotate it in to, you know, kind of fill in the gap a little bit, rotate this around, and then bring this up to bring a foot, and then you go ahead and rotate that forward, like so. And same thing on this side, you bring this down, right there, bring this in to fill in the leg a bit, rotate the foot around and bring it up, and then rotate the whole leg around the bicep. And there's a blaster right there, and there you go. There is the Mandalorian in his robot mode. Along with little Grogu. And yeah, the robot mode is actually pretty cool. It's, well, kind of reminiscent of the Mandalorian, but, you know, has to take liberties since, you know, it has to transform into a Naboo starfighter. But hey, you know what? I think it looks pretty good. Overall, actually, the transformation is actually pretty fun. Yeah, the whole parts forming, but, you know, the parts forming does, you know, have a purpose here. And, you know, he's got a bit of a backpack, obviously, but, you know, I can live with that. Yeah, it just actually looks pretty cool overall. I do like how this looks as a whole. You got this big old shoulders. I always like big shoulders on the robots. And the brown pants and everything. You know, some kind of more of a tannish color, reddish color. Kind of reddish color down there, you know, all that stuff. And just generally looks pretty good. Articulation-wise, also is pretty good because you got like head, ball joints, you got left and right, you got up and down, you got waggle, all sorts of stuff. It's a little looser than I like, but, you know, it still works. Right here at the shoulders, you have, you know, forward and back, although you got to watch it with this. These you got to kind of get those out of the way. But yeah, you got full rotation there. You got outward, although, you know, it kind of bonks himself in the head at that point. You're going to be mindful of that. You can also put those like that if you want, as well. Do have a bicep swivel right there. Elbows bend about 90 degrees. Fists can swivel. Kind of things the ball joint they're on. Waist can swivel pretty nicely. Again, mine's a little looser than I like. I think that apparently that's a very common issue. The waist is very loose. The hips go forward that far and back that far. Pretty far there. Outward, they have full splits and then some. You got a thigh swivel right there. Knees. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of knee thanks to his transformation. That's a knee right there, but he also has the transformation joint, so you can do a really nice kick right there, yeah, or knee bend, yeah. The thing is, yeah, I'm noticing the transformation joint's a little looser than the actual knee joint, but yeah, he does have a dedicated knee joint. It's just, yeah, there's also that joint, so if you want to go for a full knee bend. Down here at the feet, he does have ankle tilt right there. And it can go back, I guess. The back thanks to the transformation, but you can't really go forward or anything. But yeah, generally, pretty posable, I would say. As for accessories, obviously, of course, you see the flight stand right there with the Grogu and the little pod right there. The tail right here can actually become a gun. What you do is take this double hinge here and just do that, and then extend this peg out, and there's one gun. The only thing is that it doesn't lock in or anything, so yeah, it's easy to accidentally fold it back in. He's got a big old rifle, and of course you might have saw it. You saw it probably, but yeah, he's got his little blaster, thing right there, which goes right there. And there you go. He's got a couple guns, which also he's got those other two blast effects. These ones, the small one and the long one. The small one, of course, can easily go in there. I mean, granted, you can do any of the blast effects, but you know, thematically. This one, the gun barrel is actually right there. This, I guess, would be maybe a scope or something. I don't know. Yeah, you can do all that if you want. Now, another thing is, I normally complain about this. You know, this is once again got a very shallow peg. But here, what it does is right there, he's got the holster, which this can holster right in, and it actually kind of locks into place too. It locks in nicely, and it can stay on the holster when he transforms, as you saw, which is, I actually forgot that was there, but yeah, it's really cool. It can actually stay on the holster when he transforms it, so it actually stores. There's dedicated storage there, which works in both modes. I like that. That's a really clever thing, so I'm willing to forgive the shallow peg on that one. This one, not so much. There's still a shallow peg on that. There's a couple, you know, you can see a couple, you know, dedicated 5mm ports here and there. Yeah, he's actually got, yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good in general. I just really like this guy. And again, got this whole thing here, the Grogu pod. But the cool thing here is this can do more stuff in this mode as well. Remove that, you can untap this bit right here. You can see this looks a lot like a cape, because it kind of is a cape. And for this, what you got to do, you do have to flare these out a bit to make it fit. But yeah, there's this square tab right here. It goes over in that. Like so. And now he's got his cape, which, you know, he sometimes has that in the show. So you can now have a kind of a cape right there. And right here, remove that, and you take this into the peg on the bottom here, and you can plug that into either his forearms, and now he's got a shield. So that's also really cool. The only problem is then you have this left over, no stand for it, and now poor Grogu's now on the ground. Which, well, I found what you can do there is you can use this peg right there, and hey, look, now I guess do that and kind of fake it a little bit. Now he's floating around with him, right? But it's, I guess, something you can kind of do, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, Grogu here can't really peg onto anything. Also, this is not the most secure. I've noticed this does not take much to come off, but also get this as a part of articulation. You kind of do have a bit of flapping right there, just a couple hinge flaps, but you know, if you want to do that, I think I'm just going to use this dedicated stand for Grogu, but still, it's pretty cool. You can do that. So yeah, they gave it to the flight stand. Also has some uses beyond just being a flight stand. So that's actually really cool in my opinion that they did that. So yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much the robot mode as a whole. It's really good. Just again some Grogu's backwards. Again, some comparisons. Again, the previous Star Wars figures that I showed off. Here's the Takara Darth Vader. About the same height, which, you know, it's kind of... That came unclipped. Yeah, kind of the same height, which isn't quite correct, considering Darth Vader's supposed to be a really tall dude, but it's close enough. I think most people aren't going to complain too much. So, man, this is... I forgot this particular joint was really loose. Oh, boy. Yeah, so, there you go on that. Here's Han Solo and Chewbacca. The Takara Millennium Falcon. Which, yeah, Chewbacca's the same height as Mandalorian head to head. He's a little bit shorter, so that's not quite right either. But you know, again, fudge it a little bit. Considering they're mecha anyway, don't worry about it. That's for a more mainline comparison. In general, here's Studio Series 86 Optimus, which, yeah, he's a bit shorter. I would say he's about Voyager-ish height, which makes sense considering his price and everything. So there you go. So that is the Transformers Star Wars Mandalorian as a whole. He's actually a really fun figure. I was genuinely pleased when I got it. He's got some cool, he's got a cool transformation. I like both modes. They're both really nice and cohesive. In general, actually, yeah, I like those Takara ones, but this is generally, it feels like a more cohesive figure as a, figure, because it it looks like a dude, not like, doesn't have a lot of weird exaggerated stuff around him, other than, I guess, the shoulders, I guess. But, yeah, he just works really well. I genuinely like him. The only thing you got to watch out for, again, make sure to watch out for the blast effects. Those can melt the plastic, but that's kind of par for the course at this point on these things. Transformation is really fun and solid. Again, both modes are great. The disappointment, of course, big disappointment being there's no actual Grogu figure. You have to go buy a separate one to make it work. I'm not sure if they're planning on releasing it later, or it was cut out for budget reasons or what. It's pretty clear they had planned for something to go there. I feel like there was a plan for something to go there at one point, but I also wouldn't surprise me if they actually planned for you to buy one of the vintage collection figures and just slap it in there, which that's kind of not great, particularly considering his price. He retails for $55, which, you know, again, we got the crossovers are kind of marked up a bit. He's a Voyager, but that means it's an extra $20 charge, but I would not be surprised if we can entirely blame Disney for that one. I'm very much willing to blame Disney for a lot of things. Because, yeah, it's hard to, remember, I paid $55 for this, kind of dampens the enjoyment a little bit, because he's a really good figure, but I don't think he's really $55 good. He's got a decent amount of accessories, but, again, not enough to justify $55. The thing was, I know recently, Walmart, because I believe this is a Walmart exclusive, actually, Walmart did mark it down randomly to $25, which is a very fair price for this guy, if you're interested at all, so I'm not sure. I don't think it's still marked down to that price, but if it is, if it ever goes down to that price again, like 35 or less, absolutely worth it. But at $55, it's a little hard to swallow, even if it is a really good figure. So just be mindful of that. So I very much recommend that this. It doesn't seem to be like super popular or anything. So yeah, if it goes down in price again, very much pick it. I would say very much pick it up when it starts. If it drops down to like, I say $40 or less, go ahead and pick one up. It's worth it at that point. Anything higher and just like like I did, unfortunately. You're kind of overpaying a bit. So, there you go. It's a really good figure, but not $55 good. And that's kind of the par for that seems to be kind of the problem with a lot of these crossovers, which is they're more expensive, but they kind of somewhat they try to fill out the price point a little bit, but we still kind of they feel that that lack of, this doesn't feel like I paid what I should have. So, yeah. But just know if you do wait for if you are able to get it on sale, you are going to get a good figure out of it. So just be aware of that. So, there you go. Hope this review was informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media. It's down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee and Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.